It is 4 in the morning outside a Target in Sacramento, and the line is already 100 people deep. The doors don't open for 5 hours. They are not here for a new iPhone. They are here for cardboard, packs of Pokémon cards. This scene is happening in every major American city, every weekend of 2025. Adults with jobs and mortgages, standing in the cold for cards designed for 10-year-olds. And the reason is a deliberate economic system. The Pokémon Company has been building on purpose for 29 years. The people in these lines aren't all day one collectors. Most of them were playground kids in 1999 who opened a booster pack on a lunch bench, pulled a Charizard, and kept that feeling as the only piece of childhood they are still allowed to buy. That is the engine. Here on The Reason Why. To understand how strange this market has become, you have to see it in person. It is a Saturday morning in 2025 outside a Costco in suburban New Jersey. People started arriving at 3 in the morning. By 6, the line wraps around the building. When the doors open, the Pokémon section, a pallet containing maybe 2,000 cards in sealed boxes, is gone in 47 seconds. Scalpers radio inventory to their teams. Target now limits 2 packs per customer. Walmart locks the Pokémon cards behind security glass. A 35-year-old engineer argues with a 12-year-old about a single booster pack. This is the normal state of the Pokémon card market right now. A bull market by design. Here's what almost nobody outside the hobby understands about scale. The Pokémon trading card game is not a nostalgia side hustle. As of 2025, 75 billion Pokémon cards have been printed worldwide. That is more than 9 cards for every human alive. The global secondary market moves roughly $2.8 billion annually, and this is just the reported portion. The top card, a Pikachu Illustrator graded PSA-10, sold in February 2026 for $16.5 million. A single Pokémon card, for more than most houses cost, and the people bidding are not weird outliers. That hidden inventory keeps feeding the secondary market. Every record sale pulls more cards out. Here is the secret nobody at the Pokémon Company will say out loud. They could print 10 times as many Pokémon cards as they do. They could saturate every Target, every Walmart, every hobby shop, every bodega in America with so much supply that lines would be impossible. They choose not to. The shortage is the product. Every Pokémon set released in 2025, Stellar Crown, Surging Sparks, Prismatic Evolutions, was underprinted relative to reported demand by factors of 3, 5, sometimes 10. This is not a logistics problem. This is a deliberate calibration dial at Creatures Incorporated in Tokyo. Japanese print runs are capped by design, not by demand. The calibration is intentional and unpublished. But there is a second layer of scarcity stacked on top of the first, and it's called grading. A company called PSA takes individual Pokémon cards, inspects them under magnification, and assigns a numerical grade from 1 to 10. PSA 10 means gem mint, perfect centering, no visible scratches, corners sharp enough to cut you. The difference between a PSA 9 and a PSA 10 of the same Pokémon card, often identical to the naked eye, can be a 40 to 50 times price gap. Same card, same print run. A single invisible micro scratch at a corner is the difference between $300 and $15,000. The slab is the authentication. A slab is a passport, priced accordingly. But here is where the story gets stranger. For years, this market was quiet. Sophisticated Pokémon card collectors, small conventions, a stable ecosystem. Then in February 2020, a popular YouTuber uploaded a video of himself opening a case of first edition Pokémon packs on camera. It went to 30 million views in a month. Resale prices for vintage Pokémon packs tripled within the next 90 days. The grading backlog at PSA grew from weeks to nearly a year. And adults who had their childhood Pokémon binders still in their parents' basements started remembering what was in them. Hundreds of creators now film themselves ripping sealed Pokémon product, watched by millions. The secondary market absorbs every new rip in real time. The second wave is still accelerating. In October 2024, the Pokémon Company launched Pokémon TCG Pocket, a free mobile app that lets you open virtual Pokémon card packs on your phone. 60 million downloads in 90 days. But here's the trick. The app isn't a replacement for physical Pokémon cards. It is a funnel to them. Every virtual pack you open makes you want to hold the real thing. Combined with the Pokémon 151 set, a reprint of the original 1999 roster, the app drove a wave of lapsed collectors back to physical Pokémon cards. 2 free Pokémon packs every 24 hours trains the exact dopamine cycle physical packs have run since 1999. So, what is this thing actually? Pokémon cards aren't really cards anymore. A card is something you play a game with. What adults line up for at 4 in the morning is not a card. It is an asset that happens to have a Pokémon monster printed on it. It is a piece of community currency that signals you belong to a specific tribe. It is a piece of childhood you can now afford to buy back, priced in $2026. The engineer in the Costco line at 3 in the morning isn't there because he wants a Pokémon card. He is there because the alternative is regret. The regret is the recurring revenue. Regret compounds faster than fun. The Pokémon Company understood something most consumer brands never figure out. Scarcity, nostalgia, and community form a triangle you cannot replicate with advertising. You have to build it. And they have been building it, quietly, for 29 years. Every underprinted Pokémon set is a bet that the shortage will be more memorable than the product. Every PSA-graded Pokémon card is a bet that provenance is more valuable than the card itself. Every Pokémon box break video is a bet that watching someone else open a pack is more exciting than opening one yourself. The 4 in the morning lines aren't irrational. They are the most rational response to a system that has taught for 3 decades that the Pokémon card you don't buy today is the card you'll regret tomorrow. The adults in the line aren't chasing cardboard. They're chasing the feeling of being 9 years old and not having the money for the pack their friend had. Now, they have the money. They are buying their childhood back, priced in $2026. The alternative to the line is the thing no collector is willing to name out loud. The Pokémon card you don't buy today becomes the one you'll hear about next year. If this kind of thing caught you, there's a whole channel of stories like it. The reasons behind everyday things you've never questioned. Subscribe so the next one finds you. It probably will.